Hey everybody, it's Matt Mayoko at NBC Sports Bay Area checking in on Monday as the 49ers are back on the practice field starting their prep work to face the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. They'll be on the practice field this afternoon. One player I can guarantee you, a player who started 12 games for the team this season, will not be on the practice field. We'll get into all that, what's going on with De'Vondre Campbell. But first, this video is brought to you by Canyon Club Brewery. It's located in Moraga, California. It's right down the street from where I live, so it's one of my go-to spots. And they have a great selection of beer styles and also food items with tasty bites to satisfy your appetite and your family's appetite. Good menu items on there for adults and for kids, and some non-alcoholic beverages for the kids, and plenty to satisfy your needs. It's a great family-friendly atmosphere, outdoor beer garden, great place to hang out. Also, it's coming soon to the Livery in Danville, coming real soon. So I'll keep an eye out for that and let you know when that's coming. Okay, so first things first, De'Vondre Campbell. We all know the story. The 49ers signed him to be the placeholder until Dre Greenlaw came back. He started 12 games, started off really slow, was definitely a reason the 49ers defense was not good to open this season, or not nearly as good as expectations would have this team being, especially on third downs, red zone. But he did start to play better. No question about that. Maybe he played so much better that he felt like he should stay on the field even when Dre Greenlaw was back in the lineup. Well, Dre Greenlaw was back in the lineup on Thursday night against the Rams. De'Vondre Campbell did not start. And then when Fred Warner went out of the lineup for just one play, I believe it was D. Winters who came in for him at that point. And then it was just one play. Then in the second half, actually there was an opportunity for him for Campbell to go in the second quarter. He didn't. In the third quarter, when they really needed him, um, Dre Greenlaw was out, precautionary reasons, feeling something weird in his knee, same knee that he had the surgery with the Achilles. And then D. Winters was out with a neck injury. It was Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles who had to go into the game because De'Vondre Campbell declined to play. And according to Jay Glazer at Fox Sports, when John Lynch caught wind of that, he went down to the field himself, got into De'Vondre Campbell's face, and ordered him off the sideline. So I know a lot of people after the game were like, cut him now, cut him now. But 49ers had to basically go through, as Kyle Shanahan said, the semantics of it. And so what they've arrived at, what a source told me, Ian Rappaport reported in the wee hours Monday, but a source has just told me that the plan as of yesterday was to suspend him without pay, conduct detrimental to the team. That would carry through the final three games of the season. And what that would do would be, obviously, he doesn't get his money. 49ers can also put in a grievance to try to get some money back from his signing bonus and maybe even the per game roster bonus. So he got $20,000 every time he suited up for a game, but he did suit up for this game, but didn't intend to play. So the 49ers are certainly going to try to get that money back, because the cool thing would have been if he had whatever. I mean, not wanting to play is one thing, but not wanting to play after you've put on a uniform is something else. So easily he could have early in the day, before noon, or before 1 p.m., just told the 49ers, hey, I don't feel like it. I'm not going to play tonight. And then they could have brought up Jalen Graham from the practice squad. But the idea too would be, if the 49ers just, I know a lot of people are saying cut him, but if they'd cut him, if they just released him, he'd be a free agent. And look at this possibility of, say, the Detroit Lions, who've had so many injuries at the linebacker position. What if they just needed like a veteran guy who could function, or any team in the playoff hunt, they could have gone out and gotten De'Vondre Campbell and brought him to their team. And so now you're rewarding this guy by putting him out there on the free agent market and available for any team to sign. And any team that signed him, obviously would have been buyer beware. But it might have been a better option than some guy off the practice squad who's never played in an NFL game. So anyway, the 49ers wanted to basically retain his rights, hold him so that he can't go play anywhere else, and also while working on getting some of that signing bonus money back. Because when you sign for a team like the 49ers, or you sign for any team, you get a signing bonus, and it basically is, it locks you in to, how can I say this? In the case of De'Vondre Campbell, $3.35 million was his signing bonus. So that basically is, I think, like $197 if you just divide that by 17, the number of regular season games. That's close to $200,000 per game, 197 per game. So the 49ers, in the sense that De'Vondre Campbell broke the contract by not playing football, uh, they're probably looking to get back a chunk of that $3.35 million that they've already paid out to him. And my guess is they would be looking to get back right around $800,000 from Campbell, about 788 from the signing bonus, and then also the $20,000 for the per game roster bonus. Now, he also has playing time incentives, and he was on pace to exceed 70% of the playing time this year, which would have put him up for another $500,000 roster bonus or incentive. But now, that number is going to fall probably into the mid 60s. He'll still make, I think, $250,000 for an incentive for 250,000 for playing that 60%. So that's the situation. As Kyle Shanahan said, whenever you see how the players react, how the coaches react, De'Vondre Campbell has played his final game for the 49ers. The question is, at 31 years old, 9 years in the league, will he want to continue playing? And would another team give him a chance, especially after when he left the Packers? He kind of went scorched earth on the Packers coaching staff, talking about lack of respect and all this stuff and how he was misused with the Packers. So I'm not sure a third team would be willing to do that, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So if a team feels like they need a linebacker, perhaps they would call him. It's just kind of interesting to me over the weekend. I mentioned this on the 49ers Talk podcast with Jennifer, is that went to a couple holiday parties on Saturday night, and people who, some people I don't even really know, were asking me about De'Vondre Campbell. I have a neighbor up the street who said to me, I don't know anything about football, not really interested in football, but I heard that a player on the 49ers refused to play. Is that right? Is that like, can he even do that? And the person said, I know nothing about sports, but that just doesn't seem right. And I said, well, you know enough about sports to understand that you're right. That is something that isn't done, rarely done. And can he do it? Well, he did it. He'll have to face the consequences. He already has. I mean, think about this. I mean, he's De'Vondre Campbell Sr. Anytime De'Vondre Campbell uh, checks out, Google or whatever, types in his own name, what's going to be the first thing that pops up? This. He'll probably forever be known. He had a good career. He was an AP first team All Pro, but this will probably be the first thing that pops up through the rest of his life when he does a Google search of being the player that quit on his team, where the coach said he's never been around a situation like that where someone has done that. Some well-respected players, teammates, George Kittle, Charvarius Mooney Ward, and Diamador Lenore all talked about the selfishness, the selfish act that he did to not put the team first, not even put himself first, but just out of whatever disappointment, sadness, anger that he decided, pettiness that he decided not to play in that game when the team really needed him. And when I say the team really needed him, they needed him. He's a stack linebacker. The 49ers needed him after Dre Greenlaw was out, after D Winters was out. And as a result, I think you could make an argument that was a major factor in this game. They put Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, who's a lighter linebacker, and also was injured, had a knee issue, but Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles got out there and tried to tough it out. And as a result, Kyron Williams, the Rams' leading running back, had 14 carries for 44 yards in the first half while Greenlaw was out there. In the second half, without Greenlaw, without Winters, and without De'Vondre Campbell, Kyron Williams rushed for 64 yards on 15 carries in the second half, and the Rams were able to keep drives alive, a 17-play drive, a 13-play drive, and basically run out the clock on the 49ers to hold on to that 12-6 victory. Well, first off, get the points from three consecutive field goal producing drives by controlling the ball, moving the chains, and then setting up some short field goals. So that's the story, confirming that the plan is for the 49ers to suspend De'Vondre Campbell, conduct detrimental to the team, obviously without pay. So he'll be forfeiting the rest of his salary for this season as well. So it actually ends up probably saving the 49ers some money on the salary cap. So that's the story. 49ers back at practice later on Monday. And that is it for now.